This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. It's Ides of March, March 15th.
What does that mean?
From William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar had some fortune teller or whatever tell him, beware the Ides of March, which is March 15th.
What is the Ides of March, though?
The 15th of March. The Ides means the middle of the month.
Okay.
Now, why we don't use that for the Ides of June on June 15th is beyond me. I don't know why.
The Ides of March is the 74th day in the Roman calendar, corresponding to March 15th.
There it is.
It was marked by several religious observances and was notable in Rome as a deadline for settling debts.
Okay, so beware that day. So he went to the Senate that day.
So that's why he killed the Senate, or the guy.
He went, and then Brutus killed him. So Julius
Ides
Caesar
of
was
March.
the victim.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, because I didn't want to sound ridiculous and ask you on air this morning. But because you've heard that, I'm familiar with the term.
Yep.
I just didn't know what,
He
and
was
that it was
warned.
Shakespearean, and it's kind of like, okay, but I don't know what Ides are. What are the Ides of March?
Well, it's not just Shakespearean, it's actual history, but it was,
Yes, but
it was
Shakespeare,
immortalized
yes.
in the Shakespeare play of
Exactly.
Julius Caesar, which used the wonderful vehicle, rarely used before that in storytelling, called foreshadowing. So he was warned before, and then it happened. Before Gone Girl, out came Julius Caesar. I'm into all things
know.
literature right now.
I forgot I was talking to a writer.
Yes, and
And
now
an
I'm all
author.
in on it.
But it's funny because, yes, it immortalized with Shakespeare. It comes back to, again, that thought coming into my head that I wish I paid more attention in high school.
Oh, I loved Shakespeare. Not
I
all
did
of
too.
it.
Othello's
Yeah.
my favorite. I absolutely.
Isn't
most
that
people say
amazing?
Romeo and Juliet. For
Right.
me, it was Othello. Othello spoke to me in such a way. It just clicked. You know, the light
Yep.
bulb went off,
You get
and
it.
that love for it, that true passion for this story was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This
Is it because
incredible.
of Iago? Is it because of the
I think it
backstabbing bully?
was the tragedy of it all.
Yeah.
It was the watching Othello go into himself and get deeper and deeper because of Iago.
Yeah.
Into like this pit and not being able to see that, no, wait a minute, that's not what's happening at all.
right.
Like you're
Yep.
and then to see what happens from that with I want to say Fiona. It's not Fiona. Mm-hmm. Is it Fiona?
No, it's
what's
not
her name?
Ophelia either. That was-
no.
because that was-
I know
that
that's
was
a different.
Hamlet.
I can't think of her name.
Desdemona. No,
because of
yeah.
Desdemona.
Yeah.
And then what happens? It was so.
Yeah.
It broke my heart. Like it was
Yeah.
so heartbreaking.
You think gaslighting is new? Go read Othello.
Oh my gosh!
Right?
And to be 16 and reading that.
Yeah.
That's the one that really struck me. But anyway, I wish I wish all the literature, all the books we had covered in high school had that effect. I wish I'd paid closer attention. I wish it
Yeah.
had
Yep.
hit me that way because, again, a lot of it probably would still be with me, much like
Yeah,
Othello.
Romeo and Juliet didn't.
No, it didn't.
I think Macbeth was the one for me. I think Macbeth was. Yeah. And
But I mean,
Julius
not just
Caesar
the
I like.
Shakespeare, not just Shakespeare, but all the
I
books we
used
read.
to look forward to
Like To Kill a
to
Mockingbird.
Shakespeare, but that was
Yeah, it didn't
that's
hit
ridiculous.
me the same way as it
I
hit
was
you,
in
but I
grade
read it.
7.
I know.
Maybe grade 8, like, and to read the heavy, wanting the Pulitzer Prize
Yeah.
as a paperback in grade 8 opened my eyes tremendously.
See, I would say that's what Othello did for me with Shakespeare.
yeah.
Like, that's how it hit you. Othello hit me that way. It was like,
Yeah.
holy crap, this is amazing.
And do you know what we did with our literary skills, Charity? We got
We
into
got
radio.
into radio.
Here we are doing a podcast.
But that's beside the point.
Anyway.
But thank you for explaining that. And thank you for bringing
No,
that
well, thank you for then Googling all that stuff.
Well,
there.
I should have just done it earlier, but it triggered.
Yeah, but I was too deep in your head today, and I apologize for that.
No, you weren't.
Because what a week, right? So Monday,
Only Wednesday.
I read a thing yesterday online that said, you know you're old when suddenly you remember, oh my God, Monday was only yesterday. That's so true. And that spoke to me. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
How is it not the weekend and it's only Tuesday? So Monday kicked off the March break. That was Monday.
Yes.
Tuesday, Pi Day.
Yeah.
Today,
That which was only yesterday.
Ides of March. Tomorrow, kick off March Madness. Friday, St. Patrick's Day. It's a huge week. There's
It is a
something
big week.
every day. And so in honor of March Madness, our Throwback Thursday tomorrow, we challenged ourselves as no radio hosts have ever challenged themselves before. I defy you, listener, in Brazil, Germany. We see you on the maps when we see where our podcast. I challenge you to come up with a tougher plot than what we did. And that is, we had to select the teams that we believe would win March Madness and then take a song with that team in the title or the band. Mm-hmm. Kansas would have been easy, but we didn't take Kansas.
Well, I was just going to say, kudos to you, because you then, we picked our songs and the teams, but then you found teams we didn't pick with music associated to them and put together a wonderful collage of music this morning, montage. It was very well done. Thank you.
I apologize
including Kansas.
To Toronto's Drake, because we're not taking Drake.
No, we didn't take Drake.
But we had Drake, and we played that. Indiana.
Didn't take Indiana.
Ardeen Taylor's Indiana Wants Me. Didn't
such
take
a great
it.
Song.
Lord, I
Such
can't go
a great
back
song.
there.
Yep.
Because they'll execute him. That could have been happier. Miami, of course.
Miami was my pick. As soon as I saw Miami, I'm like, you gotta throw this in. You gotta. It's so good. So
Going
good.
to South Beach. Your other one, too, is West Virginia. So John
Denver's
gets
Country
his
Roads.
props.
Yep.
Not playing John Denver because we don't think West Virginia is going to win.
Great song, though.
Or next door, Virginia, Trains Meet Virginia.
The Virginians are out. Neither one of them are going to make it to the final.
Sorry, Marcone, as much as we love walking in Memphis.
Had to say no.
Much as they won their championship over
Not my pick.
a university soon to be named later.
Ooh.
No, Memphis. Duke. We may regret sleeping on Duke.
You know what? I forgot Duke was even in it.
They
to be
won
honest.
the ACC.
I know. But I don't have them going very far. And that might kick me in the butt later.
Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder could have chosen it.
Duke
no
of Earl.
Duke.
No,
Duke of
no
Earl.
Duke.
I had Kentucky, but I didn't like. Did I not put it in? I thought I had dubbed off Kentucky Woman and Kentucky Rain.
No,
I
you
thought
didn't
I had
play
said
it.
that.
You might
No.
have, but we didn't play it this morning.
Then I don't think I put that on the
But neither one
quote-unquote
of
hot
us
button.
are taking Kentucky.
We're not taking Kentucky, which is crazy that nobody would take Kentucky in March Madness when they're in. They're just one of those go-tos. But what are they? They're a 6 seed. Yeah, I don't trust them. What else? Kansas, yeah. So those were the universities that have songs
yeah.
we didn't take.
Oh, and let's not forget Texas. You played Sister Christian for Texas.
For Texas Christian.
Yes, Texas
Christian, you're the only
That's right.
one.
That was a bit of a stretch.
But that was a good rendition.
That was a bit of a stretch. But okay, I'll give that to you because you were pretty pumped about it.
Texas
so that
Christian.
leaves our actual picks for Throwback and for March Madness.
So we each have one song, which is why there are 3 songs up for grabs.
Yeah, you snuck one in, which I
didn't sneak one in. I told you.
I didn't know. You said if you had gone that way, you would have picked them. Mm-hmm. But I did not. But you didn't. You went the other way.
Right.
I went a certain way, and you still tried to slide your pick into. Because I went with Houston.
Houston.
So Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I want to dance with somebody.
Right, exactly.
That's my
your
song
choice.
for Throwback because Houston's in my top 2.
I didn't remember that. I thought you wanted Thelma Houston's.
No, you didn't. You remembered just
Don't Leave
fine.
Me This Way.
You heard what you wanted to hear, which was Martha Houston.
Thelma Houston.
Thelma Houston, whatever her name is.
Please write in vote on that one.
No,
If
it's
that
not going
gets
to make
the
a
most
difference.
votes.
It's not going to make a difference.
Because I'm taking Alabama, the top seed, so Swing Home Alabama's running up the scoreboard right now. And I'm almost sorry about that because it's almost a cliche to take it.
The song or the team?
Yeah, the song. Okay, well, yeah.
You could play Alabama the group, but we are not a country station,
Yeah.
and that would be breaking format, and I don't know that would go over as well.
And you know what? I'm almost afraid it would win and be like, uh-oh, we should be playing more Alabama.
And we become country? Is that what you're afraid of?
Yeah, like if we played 1 or 2 songs, it opens the floodgates. For it's like, yeah, no, we love Phil Collins, but where's Alabama? Oh no.
I don't know that would happen. But
yeah, the cliche
I see
of,
where you're
wait
going.
a minute. Okay, so Mark, who loves college basketball, he takes the number 1 overall seed. Anybody can do that. Really courageous. And then you take the most obvious song from that. How creative.
So are you saying you're jinxing Alabama now?
No, I'm just saying that, You made a big deal out of
You're
picking
phoning
the
it in.
obvious
You're
team.
calling it in this week. You're
Yeah.
not making an effort this week.
Absolutely, which is why the clip of Sweet Home Alabama on
It's
the
so
air was
short.
5 seconds.
I know it was
'cause
short.
you
I
don't
was
get a
surprised
lot.
by that.
Sometimes I drag it out and I have to sell it.
Yeah. See,
Rarely.
again, I think you're just playing, and you know that just playing that little snippet will intrigue people enough to vote for it. Because
Yeah.
right now you are in the lead. It took me a second. I was going through the votes. I'm like, I really can't tell. Oh, no. Yeah, you're leading.
Okay.
So the first few votes were pretty even. And then the Leonard Skinner fans got in there, and they're like, yep, we want Sweet Home Alabama. Which I can't blame them. And originally these songs, too, as you just said, you went with Alabama as the number 1 seed, who I
Mm-hmm.
think you're going to take as the overall winner.
Yeah, because
I'm torn, even though I have Whitney Houston as my song.
whoa.
I don't know.
Whoa.
I haven't made my pick yet.
No.
They're
Like,
they're the top 2 teams.
not good
Houston's
enough.
in there. I know
have the
you said
team
that.
you think would win.
I want to say Houston, but I don't know.
Because I
Alabama,
wanted to say
kind of agree
Houston,
with you.
and then they vomited on the weekend.
Exactly.
And I'm afraid that they're not going to win 6 in a row. They're going to have one of those
So
hiccups.
between the two, 23% of those who, because we're in this bracket, we're in this pool, we're with this group.
Yeah, with everybody.
23% are going with Alabama over 14% Houston.
Oh, wow.
So Alabama is the favored one,
Yeah.
which,
They're the number 1 seed overall.
yeah.
How often does the number 1 seed overall win?
How often? Really? Are you being
15%
truthful
of the
or are
time.
you
Look
just
it up.
bullshitting me?
Look it up.
Because this is what you do, Mark. You
No,
get in my head. You
I
just
know.
said you apologized for doing that today.
Yeah, I know.
You get in my head and start throwing things at
I
me.
don't think Kansas was the number 1 seed last year. They do well. The last time all 4 number 1 seeds made the Final Four was like 12 or 15 years ago, and it was the only time it ever happened. You think, well, that's
See,
kind
I
of
got
crazy.
3 out of the 4 as number 1s.
I know, but invariably we'll get to the end and it'll be a 3 seed, an 8 seed, a 1 seed, and a 5 seed. And be like, well, who had
That's
that?
why it's madness, because you
That's
try
right.
to predict where it's going to come from.
Craziness. Embrace the madness.
But we believe it's going to be Alabama and Houston, and hence why we picked Alabama and Whitney Houston.
And we both have, that's who I have in the final. No, I don't. I have Alabama
No?
and Kansas in the
Oh.
final. I don't trust Houston. I think when they get to that Elite 8 or something, I don't follow them. But we're all over Iona.
I love
That's
Iona.
our Rick Pitino's got him winning 14 in a row, rolling in to take on Sleepy Connecticut. Bye. Gonna watch that one happen on
Do
Friday.
you think we talk too much about this?
I don't.
Okay.
Do you?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay.
I'm quite happy with it.
There would be
I'm
close
just
to
wondering,
100 million
because
brackets.
We've talked about, I know we've talked about Iona already this week.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we've talked about this bracket every day this week. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. I love it.
Well, yesterday,
I don't know what I did in March before working with you.
I probably lived your life, enjoyed it.
But how did I miss this?
I don't know.
Honestly, how did I miss this?
Okay, it's all right. Yesterday we talked about the anniversary of the pandemic, and that was a downer. So this just brings
was.
joy.
Kinda
This
was
just
a
brings
downer.
joy.
Yeah. What else brings joy? Well, how do you turn your partner on? You brought that up this morning.
Why? I didn't think you wanted to talk about that.
Well, I didn't. But now that we're talking about things that brings us joy, we should.
Now,
because
I didn't talk about it. People talked about it in Glamour
It was
magazine.
a Glamour magazine article. And I'll be honest, when you first brought it up, I was extremely uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this.
Because
on the
you
air.
and I, or just because it was on the air?
Well, both.
Okay, I'm
like,
sorry.
I don't
All
want
right.
to talk about things that turn me on. And a few times you're like, that doesn't turn you on. It's like, whoa. We're not talking about me. I don't want to talk about this. But it was very funny afterwards because the things you were listening, I giggled through most of it because it's so ridiculous to me.
Is it really?
It kind of is.
But
It
it's
kinda
early
is.
relationship stuff.
Okay, if it's early relationship, you're so infatuated with the person anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I think
All right.
pretty well anything will turn you on when they do anything.
Right.
Is that fair? I think that's fair.
I think so. Sometimes you get the red flag warning sign, but you got to be almost stalkerish to want to embark on any other
To
stuff.
overstep
Like
it,
one
yeah.
of them on there was handcuffs. Does handcuffs turn you
makes me
on? And the first thing
Come
is,
on.
first anniversary, maybe that's a little risque. First date,
Yeah, I know.
says more than like this
Yeah.
is the opening gambit.
Exactly. If
Handcuffs.
this is where we're starting.
Yeah.
Good to know now.
Yeah, when does flowers come in?
So there's that side, but then there's the other side, which I said to you off the air. Like, I've been with my husband now 15 years.
Yeah.
So
My wife might be together 40 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was one thing, when you make eye contact, when your eyes meet, of course
touching.
you have a look between you. There always is. So yes, I would agree that yes, I would find that a turn on if he gave me a particular look. Sure,
And locked
he
it.
has.
And
He does have a particular look that it's kind of like, oh, okay, this is what's happening.
That has an effect.
But other things like having sex outside the bedroom, and you mentioned handcuffs, and what was the kiss on the neck? I'm ticklish, and now
the thing
you
is,
go to kiss my neck. I'm like, get off me! Like seriously, dude. Like we're so comfortable with each other that anything like that, it just changes, right?
Yeah.
It changes as that relationship changes.
Yeah. But you have your routine.
Yeah.
Right? And if you alter the routine or introduce something new, in your head you're like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
What have you been reading?
Dirty talking dirty to each other.
Yeah,
Again, another one made me laugh out loud.
How many women are turned on by dirty talk? And it's men who are turned on more.
Of course it's men.
We didn't get into porn. Porn's like, I don't know, 53% of women, 92% of men. Yeah, I didn't go there on there. But I mean, yeah. It's
like dirty talk.
Anything visual for men, absolutely.
And
men are visual.
I think that's kind of obvious. I think
the kissing on the neck was 100% women, and you're saying no. It was 100% of women.
I might have the way you teed it up, though. I'll be honest. The way you teed it up,
imagine that.
I was going in with my backup anyway because I'm like, this is bullshit.
Okay.
Because you're doing this. You're saying everyone, 100%, number one. Everybody loves this. I'm like, maybe I don't. Maybe I won't love this.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm going to love this.
Oh, here we go.
I know.
Right.
Yes, because you got in my head and got me going early. So it's kind of like dukes are up. But no, I wouldn't say that. Honestly, I wouldn't say that is a number one turn on. And quite honestly, it would make me giggle and probably laugh more than anything.
So the first time Wayne did that, made you laugh, or because
I have to I have to think back.
Anyway,
so many years ago.
Just trying to remember. Cass said it melted her. She loved it.
The first time?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first time.
So that went into the routine.
But there goes like.
So that makes its
part
way.
of the repertoire now.
Right, that goes in early. We opened the show with that.
But as I said, when you first get together, anything does.
Yeah. So
everything does. So it doesn't matter. You could touch my elbow.
Right.
I'd be like, oh.
Oh my God. So we open with the elbow touch.
Yeah.
Because if that works, right on. But
sure. I'm sure when he first did it, it did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I can't say it does now. No.
But the funniest part is the entire survey, all of these figures, 200 people they talked to. So they walked into an arena on a Saturday afternoon and talked to hockey parents. That's what, could you imagine? 200 people. It's not like
going to the grocery store on a Saturday.
It's not a 12-year study of 50,000 couples. It's 200 people waiting for the bus in Kansas City.
And that's what's so funny about these studies.
Yeah.
When you break it down, it's like, well, where did this come? Oh, this is interesting. Wait a minute. Some guy on the corner in Louisiana asked, blah, blah, blah. Like, holy, okay, so not a lot to put into this.
But the funny thing is, you talk about getting your backup. It's totally fair.
Yes.
No, it's totally fair. I completely get that. Is the amount of people who react to these surveys is also part of why I kind of gravitate to it and I don't take it all that seriously because people want to know when it comes to sex if they're normal.
Oh, yes.
Like that. Yes. That's getting your head.
That's what pulls you in, right? Well, and all these people. Well, no, only 200 people.
Yeah, it's never. I agree with that. It's like, oh my God, 71% of people are turned on by that. I must be a freak because I hate that.
That's stupid.
Or when they find out only 18% of people, and you're like, I love that. I must be a freak.
Exactly.
So it's funny how when you read these surveys, and it's never to agree. It's always to find out where your kinks are, where you disagree with everybody else.
Think about it too. Who reads these things? Honestly, I know we do, but
women. It's in Glamour magazine. Cosmo.
But I'm thinking more age.
Oh yeah, millennials.
What age group?
Yeah. Right now, Gen Z.
Exactly. So me reading it would take it very differently than someone in their 20s, early, late, even late 20s would take it very differently than someone closer to my age. It's just because, again, I look at it and I laugh. I'm like, really? Come on. That's stupid. That's stupid. That. Yeah. Over it. Doesn't do anything. Like, come on. As I said this morning, clean the house. If I see my husband, honest to God, and I'm not saying he's a slob and I'm not saying he doesn't help, but if I come home and the floor has been mopped without me having to suggest or ask or do it myself, holy shit. It's like winning the lottery. It's amazing. So yeah, will he get some extra loving? Probably. Yeah.
Do you want to kiss my neck? No, don't care. Do the dishes.
Because now I have the time. Yeah,
true. And you've been kind of warmed up a little bit.
I'm not wore out from cleaning all day. It's done. It's great. Come on, now we can. So yeah, but that was very funny, and thank you for bringing that. I'm sorry I wasn't a little more open to it at 6:40 this morning.
Because I never even put that into me. I always think, you're flipping open a magazine, and in your head you're saying, yeah, that turns me on. No, it doesn't. I never think in terms of I'm mad today because I'm overstressed with all this other stuff. I figure it's just people waiting for the bus, flipping open Glamour magazine.
Well, no, it wasn't that I was mad. It was just because I know, and it wasn't you. I know it's the article that says, here's what turns people on. And the number one thing, everybody gets turned on by this. I don't want to be told what turns me on. Yeah. So even if I was flipping through the magazine and I saw that article on its own without you promoting it or teeing it up or building it up kind of thing, if I had seen that on my own in a magazine on a random Saturday, I would have been like, no, you guys are dumb. This isn't... I probably would get my back up a little bit then too. And I say my back up, not angry, but just kind of defensive. Like, who are you to tell me what I like?
Is that part of your personality? When you hear that 98% of people something, do you automatically become contrarian to it?
If someone tells me I'm part of that group before I get a chance to actually see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If I was just reading it and said, well, 98%, if it wasn't worded so much as everyone is included in this, as opposed to like 98% of people feel this way, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess I am part of the 98%. Or no, okay. I'm the 2%.
So you automatically put yourself in that group.
Once if I agree with it.
Because I don't do that. Like, I don't put myself in it. That's just interesting. I'm just learning something.
Well, if I agree with it, sure. If I don't, then no. It's more a case of the way you said it this morning just triggered that. As when you said everyone, this is everyone's number one. Well, how do you know it's everyone's number one?
Well,
it might not be.
200 people they talked to.
No, I don't know if it's me yet. So until I read it.
So that's your truth.
I guess my truth is don't tell me what I am and how I do things. I guess. Sure.
That's my truth.
My truth. It is what it is, Mark.
It is what it is at the end of the day. Heck of a podcast today. Tomorrow we're going to kick off March Madness, and I can't wait. You're off Friday.
I know. But I am here for tomorrow to go over everything.
Hockey. Hockey. Hockey parents, God love you. It never ends.
For some, it really doesn't.
It doesn't
We at
end.
least don't do it during the summer.
But you've got the extra games before the playoffs, and you've got a hockey tournament this weekend.
Yeah, we're still figuring things out from last weekend.
Yeah.
And yes, we do have a tournament this weekend, and it
doesn't solve itself today.
It's just that's what it is. There's just a lot of unsurety right now. We don't know things at this point, so that's the part that's frustrating.
Oh my gosh.
But we'll get through it.
Okay.
It's busy, but it's good. We're going to Huntsville. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh, in the summertime, it's my favorite place.
I know.
Go down to the dock on the pub. Pub on the dock.
Pub on the dock. I saw that last year when we were there. In the summertime. It's just the best. It looked really nice.
Oh,
really
so
nice.
Good. It's so good. It was. I saw a survey of the best vacation towns in Ontario. Mm-hmm. Huntsville was number 1. Picton, number 3.
Wow. I believe it.
I think. What was the number 2? What's the harbor? Not Baja. What's the community?
Oh, up past Collingwood?
Yeah.
Are you thinking up around Georgian Bay?
Yeah, that one was number 2, up that way. But Huntsville was number 1. Picton was number 3.
See, and that's the
summertime, little towns.
That's kind of the it's bittersweet though, right? Because we all know here in the Quinte area how great, and we've said this, how great the county is. You almost want to keep it a secret. It's wonderful that it's listed 3, but we all know why it's listed as number 3. Kind of want to keep it that way.
Yeah, come spend your money, everybody, then get lost.
Yeah. Then go home.
Stop buying the property and building it up and ruining our property values.
Overcrowding everything.
Cut it out with your preppy little cars. Anyway, of course, every winery and brewery down there is like, shut up, you two.
Shut up.
But no, come spend your money, then get lost. Yeah. Go home to where you're from.
Come shop and stay for a night.
And stop parking on our lawns.
They're working on that.
Yeah, they're working on that.
That's being worked on.
Good podcast. Thank you, Charity.
Thank you, Mark.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Join us tomorrow morning about 6 o'clock for the most part on 95.5 Hits FM.